Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm inside now. I did a video just about 5 minutes ago. I didn't really like the fact the wind was in the background. You couldn't hear what I had to say, so I wanted to just redo that video. My apologies for sounding redundant, and for the people who spent the time to view me. Thank you for coming in. Thank you, Brooke0848977. Thanks for joining in. My apologies for redoing this video. I just felt that I wanted to do you guys right by making sure that you could hear me clearly. And based on what I heard, I wasn't happy with it. So I'm just taking this time to redo this live feed. The live feed that I'm referring to and the topic that I'm referring to is the idea of the mask that we wear. And this mask that I'm referring to is the thought that everybody wears a mask that is a reflection of either their thoughts, their feelings, their emotions, their life experiences, their family upbringing, any traumatic experiences, any supportive environments they come from. I mean, it's a combination of so many things. And just like how we get dressed in the morning, put on our clothes, put on our makeup, put on our deodorant, shave, groom ourselves, and get ourselves looking immaculate for the day, we also do that with our emotional mask. And a part of identifying the mask that we wear is to really understand what contributes to that mask. Why do we have that mask? What is it that, is it helping us or is it hindering us? Is it putting us in a position to have this mask on that defines us, or does this mask actually put us in a position to be better, so we're not defined by negativity, but we have a way of a positive optimism based on not allowing our public moments or our private moments to become public? Because truthfully, wearing our mask is public, but a lot of people tend to wear their emotions and their thoughts and their feelings of their past, their experiences, and make it more public, even though it should be private. That is something that is a really challenging thing in our world today. The idea of our mask becoming so public when it should be private. And the reason why it should be private is because not everybody warrants or is entitled to learn or know exactly everything about you. Not everybody's going to know your life story. Not everybody's going to know your challenges. Not everybody's going to know some of the contributing factors that add to who you are. But the truth is, we have to separate private versus public matters. And most of the time, our public matters tend to only arise that way based upon the results that we have or how we present or show something, because it has to be evidence, like it has to be in front of people. But the private component is you. It's a part of you. It's something that you keep within you. And there are certain things, obviously, that some people keep deep within their hearts that are private, that they never let out, but it also hurts them in the current reality, in their future, and in their present moment. And then there are those components of private matters that realistically you don't need to talk about. You just allow the results to speak for itself. So a private thing can be as an example, a private matter that is hurtful could mean that somebody's gone through a traumatic experience of an assault or a sexual assault or something of that nature, but they've never talked about it, and they're 40, 50, 60 years old, and it's something that's deeply rooted in their mind, but they haven't even remembered the experience. But the fact that they have something that contributes to their attitude, their approach, having a chip on their shoulder, maybe a certain behavior comes out that is a reflection of that. And because it's a reflection of that, we tend to let our private feelings become public. Now, another way that we can look at an example of something private that when it becomes public, it's a good thing, is when we're embarking on our dreams and our goals. Not all of our dreams and goals need to have people to know about what we're doing. We don't need to brag. We don't need to allow our ego to be stroked because we are starting a business. We are going to school. We are doing whatever we're doing to improve ourselves to get better. To be honest with you, I feel one of the best approaches to life when it comes to this example is to allow the results to speak for itself. Because lots of people are putting more pressure on themselves, not realizing that the more they talk, the more they have to now prove themselves to 100 other people when all they really needed to do is just prove it to themselves, which is the reflection that they see in the mirror every day. And when we complicate life, we make life somewhat harder for ourselves, and then we go through life not realizing that we've created most of the challenges because we've just complicated it ourselves with using our mouth. And if we just take some time to kind of pause and realize that we don't need to speak everything that is about us, and we just let the result speak for itself, I actually will enjoy the process and enjoy going through it better. Because then you'll see who's going to join your bandwagon. Then you're going to see who, oh, I knew you were going to make it, Sarah. I knew you were going to do this, John. I knew you were going to do this, Mike. I knew you were going to become this, Sarah. I mean, it's such an amazing feeling to really see people's character when you start off with nothing and you're working through something and you're just surviving and getting the scraps. And then when you actually get the meal because you've gone through the process and people want to join you at the table of that success, it's interesting how they weren't the ones that were with you when you had nothing, nor did they contribute to give you something to eat. So understand the mask that we wear, understand the private matters versus public matters, and be aware of the fact of how those things play out for you because they add to you or they harm you. And we have to balance that out. Everybody's different. So I'm not going to sit here and finger point and make it sound like it's one way, because ultimately we're all individuals, just like we all have a unique fingerprint. My situation or my experiences can never apply to anybody out there in Twitter world, in Periscope world, in Facebook, LinkedIn, or Google+. I can't tell people to do something based on what I got, because then I'm just selling false hope. And that's what a lot of people do who are quote unquote motivational speakers or people who want to inspire people. They sell false hope. I'm not doing that. What I want to do is provide you with options of understanding, and then you make the decision with the tools and strategies to help you. So this is my kind of way of letting you all know about, what's there with the mask, what private and public matters, how they play a role, and more importantly for you guys to figure it out for yourselves and make the adjustments if you choose to or not. It's up to you. I wish everybody to have a great Friday. It's morning here for me. So wherever you are in the world, I wish you guys to have a great Friday and a great weekend. I'm going to prepare for my presentation this morning that I have at 10:30 downtown Toronto. It's called the Biz Start program. I'm doing an entrepreneur group on this topic called commitment. It has 5 deliverables, and I'll be talking about that with this group. It's going to be an awesome presentation. It's going to be an awesome day, and I'm looking forward to talking with you guys later on. Take care, everybody.